Alright, everybody. I think we're good to be live. Welcome back to some more Beat Me Take My Pokemonsters. And we're going to be doing some more Beat Me Take My Pokemon. Also, hello, Uni the Install. How you doing? Am I going to have to give up my... No, I don't have the Paradox raids anymore. That makes it easy. I haven't played Violet in forever. Well, you can play it one last time before ZA comes out, just to get yourself in the right headspace for playing Pokemon. You? Yeah, I fought you. Pretty good. How about you? I'm doing fine and dandy. A lot of big things coming over the next few days, and I feel like I am prepped pretty good for it. Except for that one thing that I need to prep a lot for. Didn't do anything for that yet. That's a major problem. But other than that, doing pretty well. Where do I want to fly to have these fights? Where's like at least let's fight on the beach. I'm gonna try and get a Switch 2 this Sunday. Well, good luck. I feel like it probably isn't too hard at this point. We're like in the kind of the right spot where we're like in the middle of it being released and also before the panic people for the holidays realize that they need to buy their gifts. I need to hatch a Goldango. Hatch a Goldango, evolve a Goldango. Alright, let's get connected. I'm prepping for a couple majors in November. Well, that's exciting. Our farmer is talking about Three-Eye Atlas? What is Three-Eye Atlas? It's kind of quiet here. I don't like it. I'm going somewhere else. Um, nah, Artisan's not great. Levincia is not great. This town is... Three-Eye Atlas will bring Deoxys to Earth? Well, that doesn't answer my prior question. That only entices more questions. For Halloween, somebody's getting Halloween decorations and they're going to be happy about it. Well, it is Halloween. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. I'm glad you asked. Is that asteroid space rock thingy is gonna pass by Earth this year? Oh, is there another asteroid that's gonna doom the planet? I remember on Disney Channel there was like a connected through line on like several episodes of the Disney Channel original sitcoms, like on Ant Farm and Wizards of Waverly Place, that there was an asteroid that was going to destroy the Earth. Wait for stream to catch up. And like, sure, the writers had something to write about, but also that's kind of messed up to write about like asteroid is definitely going to hit the Earth unless the characters do something. Because the character we don't have wizards in our reality. Like, Childhood me was trying to figure out what we do in order to keep the asteroid from hitting the Earth in our reality. When in fact it was not a problem at all. In my country, we don't celebrate Halloween, sadly. Oh, that's too bad. Start searching now. Also, we have the bounties. If you needed to see the bounties explained, they're in the rules. But these are today's bounties. They're the same as last time. Nobody's claimed a single one yet. Guess I can keep this on the screen for a bit longer. Alright. We will not be doing current party. We will... What is Uni's thing at? Uni is currently at 2 wins with no Chiyu. And randomly, I'm just gonna grab this team to start. Wizards of Waverly Place, that's the one with Galena Somez. You're very close. I believe you're thinking of Hannah Montana. Is the name you're thinking of. Alright, not really 222, but it has the energy of 222. It's more like 2-4. And that's like every Dozo team ever, but... You do this, do this, do this. I think I need this. I was thinking of bringing my Switch, but I brought my sketchbook and guitar with me. Those are some very different objects. Are you, like, out and about right now? That you're not with all of your objects? Alright, let's put the one posters away for a bit. Alright, and Jeezy and Sneasler have hit the field. I feel like this Indeedee could be in prison Trick Room. There's unfortunately only one way for me to learn that though, and that is by clicking the Trick Room. Or going for Follow Me and Expanding Force this turn. We did see Psychic Seed, and Sneasler could be Terra Dark. There's just a lot of ways that this can go. I'm not super comfortable with a lot of them. I think I'm gonna cover for Terra Dark. Okay, then Terra Dark. I could have just clicked Expanding Force. Sneasler, Dire Claws, and DD. That does about half and gets the paralysis. And indeed he does have Imprison. Okay. Iron goes for Dazzling Gleam. That does good damage to both. But now we probably can't click Expanding Force, which is a bit of a problem. I mean, Dazzling Gleam KOs the Indeedee. I think that's my best opportunity here. Indeedee is going to leave in favor of Delphox. And Didi's going to follow me. Sneasler's going to Dire Claw. That's not going to bring down Indeedee. We get Dazzling Gleam damage. Harry loses some HP. So I'm risking the para by follow meing. But I also really need to get rid of Sneasler. If they click Expanding Force to cover for the Terra. They haven't done that. I think I have to do this in case Indeedee gets paralyzed. I hope that it's Delphox Heat Wave. It is Terra Fire. I don't know if I'll live the Dire Claw and Terra Fire Heat Wave combo though. If Indeedee gets paralyzed. Okay, Indeedee couldn't move because paralyzed, so we at least get use of our Terra here probably. Or Indeedee just gets throat chopped anyways, which is really nice for us as long as the Delphox clicks a fire type move. Does the Delphox click a fire type move? Yes. And we live because we got the Terra Fire call correct. Let's go. Aaron gets a Trick Room. And now things are extremely in our favor. And also, since they swapped out Indeedee for Delphox, we know that they don't have Dondozo Tatsugiri. They might have Dondozo. However, there shouldn't be a downside to me just clicking Hyper Voice and Expanding Force here. Delphox is going to leave. For Murkrow. Sneasler's going to protect. Expanding Force will not hurt Murkrow. Hyper Voice will get some chip though. And we are at one turn of Psychic Terrain remaining. I feel pretty confident in just clicking Hyper Voice and Dazzling Gleam here. Sneasler's going to withdraw. Or Indeedee. So we're not going to get any more Psychic Terrain after this. And Murkrow goes for the Sunny Day. We get the Dazzling Gleam. Did the Delphox, did it Magician away my item? Sneasler's going to return to the field. So Hyper Voice does decrease, or Sunny Day does decrease the damage of Hyper Voice. I don't think that's enough for Sneasler to survive it based on what I have in the back, though. I could just Mystical Fire and then that becomes single target. Because I don't think Delphox can beat Primarina at this stage. I think this is fine. then Blast and Dazzling. I should not have switched out Indeedee, not gonna lie. Well, it's kind of difficult because Indeedee was gonna die there anyways without getting a lot of benefit, and it's hard to predict there because if you lose Indeedee, I probably hold Terra for Primarina, but then Murkrow's Sun. A little difficult to tell. I had to get a lot of calls correctly there, though. Undoubtedly, I think. But you still got 2 more. Let's do... I have a natural inclination towards this one. Okay, same team as last time. This mode suffers a lot into that Pokemon. A lot of Pokemon in this team suffer into that Pokemon. If that Pokemon's Terra Fire, though, then we suffer into it less if I do something like this and this. And what do I have left? Guess I need this and this left. No, not this. But then bringing this is like that and that. Maybe I bring this. Yeah, I'm not crazy about bringing this, though. Especially if that Pokemon's gonna be that. I think I have to bring this. I'm gonna probably regret bringing that, but we'll see. Okay, and Indeedee and Sneasler. Sneasler gets its Spadef boost. Indeedee gets its Spadef boost. Incineroar gets down the Intimidate, which is good. So this could be like Terra fighting Terra Blast and Indeedee. I'm kind of expecting it to be Focus Sash. I think a knockoff is my safest play into it, and then follow me for the redirect. Or I could just protect, because I'm really not being threatened by the Sneasler right now. And redirecting close combat would not be particularly good for them. They could swap in... I think I'm going to make the Willow and protect play here, though. Okay, nobody's terrestrialized. They do close combat Incin. Incineroar lives. Incineroar gets to eat the berry. And Terra Blast comes down into Incineroar. Deals that much. We land the Willow. Which is pretty helpful. I kind of want to just throw out a Snarl. Just to check for vibes. Rather unfortunate, I could have just gone for the Gleam with Indeedee last turn, but oh well. I see a Terrestrialization. And it's on Sneasler. Into Terra Dark. Indeed, he's going to redirect here. Sneasler's going to go for the Throat Chop. Just that much damage into Indeedee. Indeedee's going to go for the Imprison. So we do get off the Snarl. Sneasler's going to take some Burn Chip. I wonder if they try to imprison so that I can't unimprison and protect? Or if they thought that I would be Trick Room. Indeedee takes that much damage. Indeedee goes for Terra Blast. Knockoff is going to catch a... Okay, Sash. Yep. So it's good to be Snarled. Sneasler's losing Chip. And they have revealed Dondozo in the back. Thing is, like, I need this Pokemon. I think, to win the game. Okay, Sneasler's going to withdraw. Tatsugiri's going to enter the field. Evanson or leave. Who protects? Is this Earthquake? It is Earthquake. How much does this do to Exeggutor? I feel like the answer is more than half. It's actually pretty manageable. I would like you to go to sleep. I wish I could Helping Hand for an accuracy increase, but sadly that is not how this works. Dondozo Order Ups into Exeggutor. It does that much damage. We land the Sleep Powder. Weirdness disappears from the battlefield. Dondozo takes its first guaranteed sleep turn. Giga Drain does that much. I kind of wish I went for the knockoff. Does Dondozo wake up immediately? It does not. Okay, great. We already know that Tatsugiri can't be Focus Sash. I'm thinking about Follow Me away a crit if Dondozo wakes up. I feel like if it wakes up, it'll go for Protect anyways, though. Okay, that doesn't stay asleep all the turns, but it shouldn't matter in the grand scheme of the battle. Now, I think what my safest play is to do this, and then... Did I just... No, I didn't protect. Do this. So is Tatsugiri going to be faster than Sneasler? It is faster, so that means that it's Choice Scarf. So I think I'm gambling on not getting a Muddy Water accuracy drop. That's the only out at this point that I can see. Let's see what happens. Just no accuracy drop. Okay. There we go. Yeah, this game, yeah. We would have needed a really unfortunate endgame there for it to be like Muddy Water accuracy drop Flutter Mane and a Flutter Mane missing in DD, or not in DD, Sneasler. And then I don't think Sneasler Dire Claw would pick up KO into Exeggutor if Sneasler did get through Flutter Mane, but it could proc sleep on Dire Claw. And I didn't want that to happen. Oh, but you could do the last battle in your set, Uni, if you wanted to. You can't get a Pokemon on this attempt, but you're more than welcome to finish out your attempt to get some more practice. Or you could adapt in order to add one of our bounty Pokemon onto your team, and if you win using one of them, using their conditions, then you win automatically. I'm still figuring out my team. I mean, it's a great team. All those Mons obviously work together with each other. If it wasn't for the fact that Fluttermane is crazy fast, Sneasler would have still gotten to hit something with Gyre Claw, like meaningfully at the end there, even though we got rid of the Unburden boost. There's a Torcat Trapinch Squawkabilly team. Never heard of it. I never heard of it either. I mean, all those Pokemon make sense in some context, but I wonder why they're all specifically with each other. That's a mystery for another time. I guess Trapinch for the Arena Trap. Torcat for not being a Dark type for some reason. And then Squawkabilly for another Intimidator. Or they're crazy enough to be running Guts. Torcat to be faster parting shot than Incineroar. But then... what's the overlap? I can battle you with it for the memes if you wanna. I mean, it is one of the bounty Pokemons, so you never know. You could win. For some reason, it doesn't let me borrow the rental, so rip. It might be too old. Although, if it has a Torcat on it, then that means that it's only from it, like, Reg F. So it can't be that old. Might have gotten replaced by, like, a Reg I team, though, or a Reg G team. Or it could be from Reg H. then that would make it less old. Even though I guess Reg H was like a year ago in its heyday. And now Reg H is like just kind of here. Still great, you know. Love the format. Okay, team real quick with Valiant. Alright. Valiant's condition is that it has to show up to the battle and it has to not be fainted when the battle ends that you win. So we'll see how it goes. I guess this team is speaking to me. Let me grab posters down so everybody can see. Okay, it is a rain team with a Valiant and a Flutter. Then I think a lot of things. I think I need help from who? I think I definitely need this Pokemon. And this Pokemon also helps. And then I need this Pokemon. And this Pokemon. Because we know Valiant's gonna show up, or maybe it doesn't show up, and then they just try and go for the 2 wins without the need to claim the Valiant bounty. Okay, we do see Valiant show up. Stamina Archelodon is really a problem. It really is. However, I'm not too afraid of the Archelodon right now. And King Gambit swapping on this spot would be not great. I feel like that's pretty probable. Do I read for Archelodon Terra and then you turn out here? I think I do this. Okay, our Caledon is going to be the one to leave. For Fluttermane. Okay. But I didn't get the call right. Got the call terribly wrong instead. Elliot's is also Life Orb. Attack boost is unfortunate, but what happened? It could bring in our Caledon in either slot here. I think I'm gonna predict. I can't make it too heavy of a prediction. I think I just fake out here and then go for Trick Room. And then go from there. Fluttermane could be Taunt. I think that's something I just have to find out. Our Caledon coming out of the field. We're gonna see Terra with Fluttermane though into Fairy. Is this stamina? It is not. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. As Linkling comes out, does that much. Yep, Trick Room. Now I think I have to start exerting pressure. Fluttermane is going to leave in favor of Hoha, who is Pelipper. And we didn't get the special attack boost on Porygon, so I'm not thinking that this will KO the Arcaladon. It might. Is it an attack right now? I don't think so. I think this will have to take 2 hits to hit Arcaladon. Okay, I stand corrected. And Rillaboom gets the Wood Hammer into Pelipper. Getting a critical hit, which probably mattered. I don't think it'll matter in the context of the game, but it does help speed things along a little bit. I don't know. I kind of wish the Pelipper lived, because then I could pick it off with Porygon 2 a little bit easier. And now I maybe have to pick a 50-50 with these two Pokemon of who will protect and who won't. Who am I more threatened by? The Valiant. No, I'm not. I'm more threatened by the Fluttermane. Could the Fluttermane be Sash? I think it... Do I double its slot thinking it's the Sash? Do I think it's Specs? If it's Specs, then I find out. Okay, it's Protect. Psycho cuts P2 for that much. Valiant loses some life orb. Everyone gains HP. Ice Beam Fluttermane. Woodhammer Fluttermane. Fluttermane goes down. And now it is the lone bounty versus the world. Draco Cut gets caught into Porygon 2. Not Spirit Break, which is interesting. Grass disappears. We are at one turn of Trick Room left. I'm going to call that they're going to protect Valiant if they have it. Okay, they cancel. Maybe not wanting to reveal that they don't have protect, but either way, a win is a win. Honestly, it's better than I thought for a team I made in 2 minutes. GG, the Pelipper had no item, by the way. I forgot to give it one. I mean, would it have mattered because it got one shot? No, but you probably want to change that for the next game, so we'll wait around for a sec. Okay, 2 quick changes. Alright, let's start searching. Alright, game 2. We haven't used this team yet. Okay, a little bit of a difference here. Last time they had a Pokemon that I can't remember because it didn't come, but now there is indeed. What was that other Pokemon? Did that King get it last time too? Yeah, I think they did. See, that Pokemon makes this really difficult. I could just do that, and then that, but then that falls apart. I think I need to do this, and this, and then this, and this. They had started with Archaludon and Pelipper, which I think I am fine with. Archaludon could have been changed to Stamina. The double up into Brute Bonnet is so obvious, though, that it's not obvious is the thing. I think I do this. If they had King Gambit, I would have expected them to switch it in there, but I think that would be better for me. Oh, they had Soak on the Pelipper. Sneaky, sneaky. I thought about terrestrializing there. You could just go in Terra Ghost and bullet seeding the Pelipper. That would have felt like I was counter-teaming them somehow, some way. Okay, you can go to sleep. And I am fine clicking Psychic Noise into you. Psychic Noise Pelipper for a little bit more than half. So it's prevented from healing. Which activates our Rote Spray. Gets 4 into our Archaludon. Archaludon is slower than Pelipper. And Pelipper soaks my Brute Bonnet. Now Brute Bonnet is wet. How much do I care about Brute Bonnet being wet? I bullet seed in its stamina. That's real bad. I'm not gonna do that. Positioning in my other mode is very dangerous here, though. I think I'm just gonna do this. It gets Sucker Chip. Is not stamina, so that's good to know. Okay, Archaludon does wake up, and it is +2. So it's going to probably KO Brute Bonnet here. Which is not, like, super ideal. I could have protected it and put it back to sleep. In comes in Musa, who is the Fluttermane. So if they're trying to claim the bounty, that means that they need to have Iron Valiant in the back. Oh, I thought I would have Earthquake. I do not have that thing. I mean, this should do... This has been shown to have Protect. Did I just gamble it on the Fluttermane protecting? That was definitely not a smart play. Just kidding, I'm the GOAT, let's go! Insane reads! Sorry. That was a little bit too much even for me. Stop you from healing, but more importantly, stop you from being alive. And now who do we have in the back? It is in fact the Valiants. Okay. Might have been smarter for me to double the flutter here since I know that it can't protect. Or at least protects, you know, with Reckless Abandon. It could protect. Try to go for it. It went for it. Alright, well. Sometimes I say things and they happen. Sometimes Giraffe Rig is just an, or not Giraffe Rig, for Rigaraff is just an absolute beast to compensate for my luck only being what would be the funniest in the moment. Thank you for Rigaraff. Oh wait, we just returned to, it just returned to normal, didn't it? Yeah. I'd hate to waste the throat spray, but I think keeping Dondozo alive through a possible Moonblast is more important. And besides, bringing in Tatsugiri here should shore up the endgame because there's only one Pokemon left. Am I faster than Adamant Flutterman? Do I think I'm faster than Adamant Flutterman? Well, nah. It still could be teaming. Ow. Almost indeed. You nearly got Dozo. What? You can't get a Pokemon through just winning the next fight, but you can get a Pokemon if Iron Valiant is left alive and you win the last fight. So it is possible. There's always a chance. What do we use? We use this team and this team, so I have free reign of the original 3 teams, and I think I'm gonna bring this one. Okay, how does this team beat that team? Not super great, since we know Indeedee already likes to be clicking that in prison. If I can defeat Valiant, though, then I just win. Because then the overall match doesn't matter. And Valiant is weak to both Expanding Force and Dazzling Gleam. I think King Gambit has to, like, be their lead here. And Primarina is really good into a lot of stuff. I feel like Primarina can chew through a lot. I think I do this, and... who? I think I need you? I don't super like that. Not bringing that Pokemon feels wrong. I'm gonna do that. Maybe against my better judgment. I might miss the weather. But we'll see. I also don't know if this Arcaldon is sturdy or stalwart. I'd be willing to bet it's stalwart. Okay, we see a Fluttermane and a King Gambit. So two Pokemon that are not Iron Valiant. And what's the downside to me just clicking Hyper Voice into the opponent? Or Moonblast into King Gambit? Say we do that. Okay, Fluttermane protects, which is good. We're gonna get some Moonblast off into King Gambit, doing a little bit less than half. But unfortunately, activating Defiant is not great for us. Okay, they did kowtow into Indeedee. Not preferred. I think this is a play that I don't think they'll go for, but I think what I have to do is helping hand the Moonblast to make sure it KOs. Otherwise, this King Gambit might just run through me. That would then be they need to Icy Wind with Fluttermane. I think I do that. Okay, is King Gambit gonna like Terra Fire or something? Fluttermane is going to Terra Fairy. So I might lose a lot of resources here if it just goes for the Dazzling Gleam. Okay, King Gambit protects, so we're gonna take a lot of damage here. If I was smart, I would be able to tell if that was a Fairy Feather's worth amount of damage, or if it was just a regular Fluttermane amount of damage. But now King Gambit can't terrestrialize, which is at least a little comforting. Moonblast comes out into Primarina. Indeedee gets off a Psyshock into Fluttermane, which does good damage. It does just kowtow cleave into Indeedee though. Not preferred, but we got good chip on Fluttermane, which I'm okay-ish with. Do I think Grassy Glide would pick up KO into Fluttermane is a question I'm trying to answer in my head. I think I need to Grassy Glide because now Sucker Punch can be active. I think I do this. Okay, Fluttermane protects. What does King Gambit do? It also protects. Okay, so they were stalling out the Fake Out turn / getting some grassy terrain recovery. What would be problematic is if they had our Caledon in the back right now. I think I have to just double the King Gambit. Quote unquote double the King Gambit. Hyper Voice and Wood Hammered slot. Okay, Fluttermane leaves. In favor of Indeedee. Yeah, would hammer into King Gambit because it didn't go for Sucker. Couldn't go for Sucker on its own Psychic Terrain. Does Hyper Voice pick up KO? It does. It's very good. So it has to be Valiant left. Because we've seen Fluttermane, Indeedee, and King Gambit, and Valiant is their bounty win condition. The question is what happens? Do they just like click Expanding Force? Because I think I do this. I don't know how much I need Hattering at this point. Fluttermane goes for Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, that hurts. That goes for Expanding Force. And yeah, that hurts. Real sets up the terrain. Fluttermane's gonna go for the Dazzling. Does that much damage to Primarina? Does Primarina catch the Expanding Force? We do not. Okay. Valiant still needs to be on field. So they can't win on this turn. Unless it's Swampin' Iron Valiant. That's gonna kill no matter what. I think I Terrafire Wood Hammer into Indeedee, but if they... I think it's a 50-50 on this turn if they swap in Valiant or not, because if I really would live and then they bring in Valiant, then they win. They did not swap, so I think... Expanding Force in the hat. Does not pick up KO into Hatterene. You pick up KO into Indeedee. Hatterene's gonna KO itself, though, and then Real Boom's gonna be left by itself. Dang, that slight sliver of HP. Restores HP, restores HP. If I had Trick Room there, then I would have had it, because then I would be able to click Dazzling Gleam on this turn. GG, that was a good one. Oh wait, I could Grassy Glide into Valiant and hope it dies. That was definitely the win con I should have explored there. Valiant, please protect. Okay, now don't kill Rillaboom. Wait, hold on. If I didn't kill the Fluttermane, then I would have died to the Fluttermane, but yeah, I would need 3 Grassy Glides. So Valley wins. It claims the bounty. That was a good one, though. I like that a lot. I would have won earlier if not for the time running out. Oh, on the turn. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. But, now you get to pick a pocket monster, and I don't have a great way of taking Iron Valiant off the bounty board right now, but it would be off. Oh, Valiant had no protect, by the way, Sword Stance. That makes sense. Alright, let's get rid of one of my Pokemon. Let's see, can I open up the bounty board in GIMP? Like, without my computer exploding. It would be in here, wouldn't it? No, where is it? Oh, there it is. Alright, any of these guys or gals, let me know what you're thinking while I'm working on, take some time to think about it. I gotta update all the posters now to this, and then let's do like a nice looking brush, something like this. And then, oh, that layer's not active. Okay, well now I need a new layer. Hold on. I'm a professional, don't worry. Alright, now that's active. And then, boop, boop. And then, file, export as, where did I export this to? Is it in Pokemon? Yes. That will export, and now that should update in OBS. And if I had it on an OBS, there we go! Iron Valiant bounty has been claimed. Now nobody can claim it for the rest of the live stream. And it will be replaced later. Grimmsnarl, no question. Alright. Also, hello, GG Plays. How you doing? Good to see ya. That Fennekin is 0 attack IV? I might hold on to it then. Delphox is nice. Especially, oh wait, I could make a good one for Pokemon Champions, because Mega. That's actually pretty helpful. I love Breejax. So you could probably use it as a side spammer of your own. Yeah. If I could definitely see myself building a Deoxys for Pokemon Champions. It's been a while. It has. It has. But no worries, though. Anybody's allowed to come and go whenever they need to. Just glad to see you here. Less of a reject, more of a leftover. I see, I see. Did a bunch of eggs and got like 5 of them. Yeah, that's... I love Wonder trading away the slightly unoptimal ones. Just because you never know. Might help somebody down the line. But GG Plays, if you want to battle, let me know. The floor is open for now. But if nobody gets selected in a sec, I might move that Fennekin into my rejects box. Okay, it's missing the speed. Oh, also the weird nature. But that's fine. We can sit right here, and then here, and then here. There we go, now I have a full box. Where are these? Why do I have this? Other than the fact that it has a lot of IVs. Oh, this is my extra 6 IV Applin. I can't online anymore? Ah, unfortunate, unfortunate. Alright, how do I restack this now? I guess you go here, and then you go here, and then you go here, and I guess it's fine for now, because this is what remains of the Sun team, this is what remains of the Rain team, this is what remains or wait, no, you should be up here. And then this is what remains of the Trick Room team. This is what remains of... This is what remains of the 4th team. And then this is what remains of the 5th team. Maybe, like, move this here. And then, like, this? Yeah. There we go. So much space for activities. I also have like 4 perfect Indeedys left over. Nice. I mean, they're not going out of style anytime soon. Might as well have them for as many different sets as you want. What are the bounties about? So we've added a new rule, GG Plays, that the way it works, if I go to the where it says it in the description, is that during a stream there will be a few bounties that viewers can claim by winning a single battle in their set with a bounty Pokemon to win the full attempt. If a bounty requires fainted or alive to be claimed, the bounty Pokemon must have been on field at some point before the battle ends. If a bounty requires only alive to be claimed, the Pokemon must have been on field and not be fainted when the battle ends. So in that last attempt there, Uni the Install was able to use Iron Valiant on their very last battle and won the battle using Iron Valiant, left on the field by itself. So they were able to claim the bounty. And then next live stream, the Iron Valiant poster will be replaced with a different Pokemon. That's the gist. It also helps speed up me losing these beat me, take my Pokemon. But it also made for a lot more interesting battle, I have to say. I had to think a lot more critically about how the battle was going to play out. I'm really curious if Primarina could have lived that one expanding force, based on the damage that it did to Hatterene. Because I think Primarina should be more special bulky than Hatterene. I don't have Hatterene anymore, so I can't I can't compare in my box. Do I even have Primarina anymore? I don't have Primarina anymore either, so I can't compare their SPDF stats outside of battle, but I would be curious. Streams are always fun, LMAO. I can battle just for the fun of it. Exactly, that's why we're here. Fun battles, getting better at battling. And I especially like the bounty system. I wish I came up with the bounty system a lot faster to encourage more diverse kinds of battles. Especially now that I've done 128 teams. And it's like, you could look at 128 teams and figure out how to use Golduck. That one time I used Golduck. Or figure out how to use Squawkabilly. That was 2 times I used Squawkabilly, I think. Or you could just ask. Do you still have the wheel? Nah, the wheel, it was pretty cumbersome. The bounty board is the spiritual progress. Not spiritual progressor. What is it? Spiritual successor to the wheel. The wheel is, it went to a farm upstate. We'll put it that way. I will open the field. I guess I should just be searching for anybody who wants to fight. I do it quite worse here than I do in official instances, though. Maybe because I play more carefree. Perhaps, perhaps. Topped a local online last Sunday against better players of my country. I only took a single game from you. At 68% resistance? That's... sounds pretty good. 68 resistance is based on the people and then like the people that they beat, right? So if you fight people who fought people who won a lot, then you get a higher resistance. And then that determines like top cut and all that jazz. Oops. Everyone I played except a single guy also made it to top cut. Wow. You can't beat the Hisui Gui and Houndstone strat that one time I paraflinched you and won. That's true. That was a unfortunate day. And if we had a Houndstone bounty or a Hisui and Gudra bounty, then he would have won. But until that happens. I ended up losing the first round of Top Cut and got 7th place overall. That must kind of stink. I mean, I've been there myself at like the local scene. I like barely inched into Top Cut, but because it's like 8 players and then you play like the person with the highest resistance played the person with the lowest resistance. I had to play the number 1 guy, and I've only beaten him like once. Out of like the 5 times that we've battled. I had by far the hardest switch rounds, yeah, I can imagine. Sounds like you got them Washington, Maryland locals that are like plagued by like Wolfie and the world champion from the previous worlds. I hear they're tearing up the scene over in the Maryland, Washington, D.C. area for locals. The guy I lost to was the same guy I lost to on Swiss, and they had an oppressive matchup against my team. I see that. Would have probably made the top 4, maybe even finals if that guy wasn't there. Yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. Can't prepare for every matchup, but really stinks when you have to play like the same one that you lose to over and over again. Still have all my battle teams in my box just waiting to get online again. Well, I'm always waiting for fights. Even after Legend ZA comes out and we start playing that, I'll still be looking for fights every once in a while. Still technically was my first local tourney, since before this, the one I only attended majors. It's a great result, all things considered. That is pretty great. Gotta get those championship points wherever you can find them. I really want to get ZA. It's in my favorite gen. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's all I can say. It's probably going to come tomorrow or the day after that for me. And then I'll also get either the Chikorita, the Totodile, or the Tepig plush because I pre-ordered it on Pokemon Center. I'm really hoping I don't get Chikorita. I'm fine with the other two. I do have a big Emboar, but I would be okay with Tepig. And then Totodile, I think, is the one that I want the most. But I'd definitely be fine with Tepig. ZA is simultaneously looking like peak Pokemon and a cash grab. Yeah, it's teetering on the edge. We're not super sure how things are going to go. We can only hope that it gets better. It did take a lot longer to make than previous Pokemon games because we've known about it for like 2 years now. Whereas previously we only get like a year's heads up for Scarlet and Violet, Legends Arceus, BDSP. They took a long while on this one, which hopefully means that it is quality again. Greninja's Mega is locked unless you win online battles. Yeah, that's a weird one. Not sure why they did that. I would understand if there was like... Because in Sun and Moon, what you had to do is you had to get BP in the Battle Tower in order to buy Mega Stones at like 64 BP. I would get if it was like at the end of the game there was like Greninjaite, Delphoxite, and Chestnutite in like a battle tower kind of thing where you could work to unlock them, and then it's like you could also just play online and then like get a Greninjaite for just playing online. But the fact that they're going to be locked against the online battles for a while is going to be not great. Don't like that. Don't like that at all, especially since can't use them in the main story. That's going to be extra disappointing. I would be willing to bet that they're going to make them just available at some point after the fact, like they did with Toxtricity and Gigantamax Toxtricity and Gigantamax Snorlax. But there's not a lot of precedent, so we'll have to wait and see. Day 1 DLC Mega's locked online. I'm not so... The Day 1 DLC thing doesn't really upset me because the game has been in development for so long. And it's not really Day 1 DLC. Like, there's like an outfit that you get for buying the DLC early. But then the actual like story part of the DLC unlocks in February after Pokemon Day. So I'm fine with that. Can't transfer Pokemon to other games. That is disappointing. I haven't looked at the actual verbiage for that. I'm not sure if it's that you can't transfer back from, like, if I caught like a shiny in Scarlet and Violet and then I transferred it to ZA. I know you can't transfer that Pokemon back to Scarlet. But I'd imagine you can transfer it up from ZA to like Gen 10 in the future. Isn't it also a limited time event, the Greninja? Yeah, it's gonna change in the seasons. Because it's like Greninja, Delphox, and Chestnut each get their own battle season, which will probably last like a month each, I think? I don't know. I might be making that up. I'm pretty sure you cannot transfer anything from ZA to anything else. I don't know. I'll have to look at the verbiage, but it would be weird if you can't transfer anything from ZA out. Because, like, even with Let's Go, that game didn't have, like, any normal battle functions other than, like, moves and stats. But you could transfer it into, like, Scarlet and Violet. So I'd imagine that in the future you can transfer... Because I think the reason that you can't transfer things from ZA to Scarlet and Violet is because of the language change that they're doing with Latin America. ZA had better not have more shiny locks. Well, I don't think they're going to introduce any new Pokemon at all, so I don't think that they can introduce any more shiny locks. They might shiny lock things that are already shiny locked, like Legends Arceus shiny locked all the legendaries. But I feel like that's to be expected if you have to catch them through the main story and you like need them for the shiny charm in that game. I'm curious if it's been reported how the mythicals work for ZA. Because the ability to get infinite Diancies, Hoopas, and Volcanions would be very much preferred. Yeah, but you can catch their shinies in Dynamax Adventures. Exactly. You can find them shiny there, but the precedent right now is that, like, that's like a post-game thing. Like, Zacian and Zamazenta you can't shiny hunt because you need them to get the shiny charm. Like, if a shiny is required for the shiny charm, in the newer games, that Pokemon legendary is shiny locked. Just so that it's not a pain to try and get it without the shiny charm. But because the DLC area happens after you can get the shiny charm by completing the main game decks, I think that tracks. Maybe they will have Shiny Hoopa and Volcanion. I think for the Pokemon Home awards that you get for like completing the decks, I think a shiny of one of the currently shiny locked ones is pretty likely. It might be like shiny Volcanion for base. I feel like that's a pretty safe bet. I don't think I used this team at all last time, so let's use this one. And let's take the bounties off. Okay, there's a Golduck. This looks like... It looks like Co-Star. Because King Gambit, Dragapult, and Archaludon all love their boost. And Flamigo loves copying them. And Golduck, I feel like, is here... I don't know if it's going to do the thing that I think Golduck is going to do, but it could. I think I do this, and... Oh, wait, no. I think I do... this... 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 and this. I had Shiny Charm and Scarlet and Violet before Sword and Shield. I had a Sword and Shield longer than Scarlet and Violet. I usually try to complete the Shiny Charm within like a month or so. It's not like something I really strive for in the post game. But I'm like, whenever it happens, but I would prefer for it to happen sooner. Okay, I feel like a light screen would be good, and it's possible this Dragapult is Fire Blast. I'm gonna knock off into it though. Except for light screen. That Pokemon goes for the U-turn. That does a lot. That's probably banned. In comes Phoenix, who is the Flamigo. Flash Cannon also comes down to Grimmsnarl, but Grimmsnarl lives. You get knockoff into Flamigo for some damage, and knocks off the Focus Sash, which would have been useless anyways. We go for the Bullet Punch, and that doesn't barely KO Flamigo. But Grimmsnarl gets up the Reflect. Does Flamigo have Brick Break? That's close combat. Helen goes for the raw Electro Shot, might be revealing a Power Herb here. It goes for the Electro Shot into Scizor, which is going to take Scizor out. Okay. I think I have to do this. Oh man, that Dragapult's still back there, isn't it? That throws a real wrench into things. Grimmsnarl lands the Thunder Wave, which is good. That Archelon goes for Draco Meteor. Does about half to us. It's going to proc our stamina, though. Talon Snarls, not Flamingo, please. Okay, that's at least a little bit more manageable. So Caldon is at -1 special attack now. Now Golduck is going to come onto the field. Dealing a Cloud 9. And what is my best thing to do here? I think the best thing, like, it might be... Nah, it would be Haze on... Yeah, it could be Haze. Okay, Archelon protects, so I should have doubled the Golduck. But what does it do? Does it click Muddy Water? Okay, it clicks Ice Beam. Golduck being here is a problem because my rain isn't on. So I really wish I had paralyzed the Golduck to try and deal with it a little bit easier this turn. It's possible the Archelon might think the rain is on, so it might click Electro Shot. I see a Terrestrialization on Archelon going Stellar Terra. Archelon's gonna go for the Stellar Terra Draco at -1. And a critical hits Archelon. Oh, that's bad. Battle's going well. Unfortunately not Rain Mixtape. I think I am about to lose now. I did have a pretty good position, but I just got crit through my light screen and a special attack drop. I landed the Hurricane into a crit for revenge, though, but Pelipper cannot beat Archelon. And Golduck is moving faster because of its Quick Claw. That is kind of hilarious. Dragapult's gonna return on the field. Golduck's gonna go for the Psychic. It's gonna do that much. And we missed the Hurricane. Well. Alright, Golduck has decided to proc the Quick Claw again. Might as well get the special defense drop while you're at it. And there's the darts. Alright, well, that is a bounty board loss. Back to back. That's I mean, I did get a little unfortunately unlucky, but it is kind of funny. Don't want to rage quit on you yet today? No, unfortunately not. Rain mixtape. Alright, well, now I have to... Hold on. I think I already have the brush ready. Alright, let's go here, and then export. And give it a sec. Alright, but that means that now 2 bounties have been claimed. And Uni gets to take another Mon. But that also means that Uni is now at 4 Pokemon. Oh, are we lagging? I need to cool my thing down. But now that we are at 4 Pokemon, I get to ban another one of Uni's Pokemon that they are not allowed to use. And I have decided to ban Uni from using Archaludon. So let me make my notes here. Uni's now at 4 wins. And no longer can you use Archaludon and Pokemon that are... Wait, how's the rules... Do I actually ban a Pokemon or do I only ban statics here? I think I actually only ban statics here. Let me look what's up in the rules. It's been a sec. Once a viewer has won 2 Pokemon, they are locked out using 1 Pokemon. Once a viewer has won 4 Pokemon, they are locked out of using all the static encounters. Pokemon that can only be... I don't actually ban a specific Pokemon, I only ban statics. Taking the Ursaluna? Alright. Also a 0 attack in DD. I don't know if I'll hold on to this one. I think I'm already good on that front, but... Alright, well... Is anybody else who would like to battle? If not, I think that's a note that I have to put my tail in between my legs on and walk away in shame. Just to clarify, statics means no Blood Moon Ursaluna or the non-vanilla paradoxes. That is correct. It also counts for the legendaries, except for 3 of them. But only if you can figure out why you're allowed to use those 3. And... Who else does the only statics apply to? I'm missing somebody in my head. Not Goldango. You can still use Goldango. Why am I looking here? I should be looking where it says it in the rules. Raging Bolt, Urshifu, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, etc. No, what is the one I'm missing in my head? No legendaries, no Blood Moon. Guessing the 3 allowed legends are both Urshifus and somebody else. Nope, no Urshifus. That guy is dunzo when statics come into play. Even though technically the static is Kung Fu. Also, Pokemon Go doesn't count, because you can get infinite numbers of, like, every legendary there, and they're not statics there, technically. I don't use Urshi out of principle anyways. Yeah, I wasn't super big on Urshifu this generation, even though I should have been. There was one team that I definitely wish I had Urshifu for that I didn't bring Urshifu for just because I didn't want to bring Urshifu. But I think I would have had more fun if I had just brought Urshifu. Because I think Urshifu Dark in Regulation D was a really good Pokemon to hide with History and Zoroark as. But instead I had Iron Hands, and Iron Hands was not as useful. Urshifu would have been much better on the Hisuian Zoroark team. Alright, I'll give it a little bit longer, and then we might be done for today if there are no new challengers. I'm trying to build Squawkabilly, but unlike Golduck, I had no pre-EV'd ones. Well, Squawkabilly will definitely be on the bounty board next live stream at least. He's the only survivor. What I thought was going to happen, I didn't mention it, but what I thought was going to happen is that Golduck was going to be Simple Beam, and then you were going to, like, Simple Beam into Archaludon or something like that, or Simple Beam into Dragapult, and then go for the Dragon Dance, and then Flamigo would come in for the Co-Star. We actually used the Golduck, like, perfectly as intended. It was a great counter and everything, and, like, contributed meaningfully. Granted, Archaludon did a lot of the work, and I didn't play into it correctly, and Flamigo living that one time was a little annoying, and I didn't really get the initial call right, because if I had Spirit Breaked into Dragapult, and, knocked off into Dragapult, then I would have been in a better spot. And then, like, I guess Pelipper really shouldn't have come if I knew Golduck was going to come at some point. But I really couldn't see myself bringing Raichu or Blastoise. Maybe Blastoise for the body press endgame. I could see getting out of hand. Banned with the D-darts, the outrage, the Phantom Force, and the U-turn. Yeah. Well, I found that once I saw how much the U-turn did to Grimmsnarl, I figured out it was banned. But I thought it was going to be a Golduck-based strategy. Or, oh man, alternate universe where I swap in Archaludon for Grimmsnarl, and then I catch the U-turn and catch the Flash Cannon, and then I'm at +2 defense, and Scizor has Bullet Punched into Flamigo in order to pick up the 2-hit KO into it. That would have been much better for me. Yeah, I think the thing that I should have done was preserve Grimmsnarl until I got rid of Archaludon. I like the duck. I got 5 full odd shinies of them during the playthrough. That's a lot. Golduck is the Pokemon that I found shiny while trying to shiny hunt other shinies, though, the most often. I have, like, 3 of them in this game that I found while trying to shiny hunt other things. And here, I'll show you. Actually, I think I closed that team. But I did bring Golduck to Pittsburgh, and I had a lot of fun with it on... is this team still together? Or, yeah, it's these 6. I brought for a Reg H. And this was my Golduck, because I wanted the Cloud9 because the weather didn't really benefit me, but I also wanted the Soak, so that I can make things weak to Kilowattrel and Sincha, but also Great Moss the Metagross is Body Press Endgame. So if I soaked things, I can make them body pressable, and I did do that. I soaked an Annihilape, and then Metagross beat the Annihilape without getting any Rage Fist stacks on it. That was a good time. I really enjoyed that. But there's not been anybody else, so I think that's where we're gonna end things for today. Because he's like in every water route? Yeah. He's everywhere. I'm gonna double save. That's where we're gonna end things. Thank you very much for watching Legends ZA. Big live stream on Saturday. If you're watching the VOD or watching right now, hope to see you there. It's gonna be a good time. I'm probably gonna lose my mind playing Legends ZA for a very long time. Looking forward to it. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.